Hey, Water, author and illustrated by Antoinette Portis. Hey, Water, I know you. You're all around. You spray up and down. You trickle and gurgle and rush towards the sea. You cover most of the earth, salty, surging, and mysterious. Sometimes you lie quiet and calm, so we can splash and play and yell in you. I stomp in you and scatter droplets everywhere. In the morning, you wink at me from blades of grass. Sometimes you slide down my cheek without a sound, and sometimes you roar and pour. Water, even when you try to fool me, I know you. You blast and huff, you whistle and puff. You hide in the air and drift. You drift in the air and hide the world. Sometimes you freeze hard as a rock, or a rock that floats, or a rock we can skate on. Sometimes you freeze soft as a feather. And fancier than lace, but Water, I know it's you. You're hiding in this funny guy, and you're hiding in me too. Water, you're a part of every living thing. When I'm thirsty, there you are. Hey, Water, thank you. Water forms, liquid. We know water as a liquid, flowing from a faucet to fill a glass, rushing by in rivers on their way to the sea, and providing a home for millions of creatures and plants. But water is not just amazing because it's necessary for life on Earth. Water can take many forms beyond the liquid we drink every day. Clouds and fogs don't look like liquids, but they are made up of tiny droplets of water, so tiny they can float in the air. When the drops clump together and get too heavy to float, they fall from clouds as rain. Solid. When water is cooled way down to 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius, it freezes into a solid. Solid water appears as tiny crystalline snowflakes, ice cubes clinking in your glass, or icebergs the size of city blocks floating in the seas of Antarctica. Water in its solid state can even fall from the sky in the form of hail as big as tennis balls and dent the roofs of cars. Gas. When water is heated, it turns into a gas called water vapor. In this form, water is invisible. Water vapor is in the air all around us, but we can't see it. We think of steam as your vapor or gas, but actually it's not. Steam is a mist made of tiny droplets of hot water suspended in the air. That's what we see shooting out of the spout of a kettle or hovering over a bowl of soup. Water turns into vapor at room temperature too, though this happens so slowly we can't see it. This is how rain puddles on the sidewalk gradually disappear. The sun's warmth evaporates the liquid into gas. The water cycle. This cycle has repeated over and over again for millions of years. Evaporation. The sun's heat turns liquid into vapor that rises into the air. Condensation. Cold air causes water vapor to turn back into liquid droplets. Precipitation is water falls to the ground as liquids or solid. Collection. Water runs downhill and collects in rivers and lakes, as well as seeps down into the ground. Conserving water. We are lucky that in most places in our country we can turn on a faucet and get clean water to drink. There are many homes in the world where this is not true. Some people need to walk miles every day to get to the water they need to drink, wash, cook, and grow food. Though the same amount of water has been on the earth for millions of years, almost all the water on earth is in oceans. Seawater is salty, so we can't drink it or grow plants with it. Fresh water found in lakes, rivers, springs, or underground, the water we drink and use in daily life, is only 3% of the water in the world, and 2% of that water is frozen in glaciers and the polar ice caps, so we can't use it. In many parts of the world, we are consuming our fresh water faster than it falls to earth as rain or snow. While a warming climate is drying up lakes and rivers around the world, we need to use our fresh water supply carefully, especially in times of drought. If we don't, then all living things won't have the water needed for survival.